Howdy gamers, and welcome to Checkpoint Reach, a weekly show where we discuss a topic in gaming, throw in some occasional news stories, movie and TV quotes, and just some random life rants. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I am your host Lex, along with my co-host Ernie. Ernie? Oh no, Ernie's gone. He's actually will be absent this week, sadly. He is busy. He's got some finals going on. So I'm going to go ahead and bust out a solo episode. I'm sorry. I know you come for the earns, but you stay for the Lex, right? Hopefully. No, I'm kidding. You come for the content, I hope. So I'm going to give you a fun little episode. Not fun, but, it's just an episode of some informative things that happened. Obviously, we had the Game Awards this past weekend, but I'll get into that in just a second because you probably want to hear how I'm doing. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I've had some issues with my fridge. It's been a pain in the butt, but it's funny because the guy who came to fix the fridge, we've been talking a lot of games as he was helping. A lot of games as he was helping me. And we got into it, which was nice. It sped it up. I mean, it's been a pain. It's been a long journey. It's been like a month since my fridge has been down. And you don't realize how good you have something until it's gone, right? But anyway, you don't care about the fridge stuff. That's not game talk. I was kind of worried I'd get like a smart fridge, which I don't want because I don't need a fridge telling me to order my Amazon stuff or what other things I buy. Anywho. What games have I been playing since you last saw me, everyone? So, again, I am just grinding that Ghost of Yotai. I just started the next one of the next Yotai 6, and I'm loving the aesthetic of it. I will not give it up or give in spoilers for you. But, dude, I'm 25 hours into this game, and I'm about to start the third Yotai 6. I'm having such a blast. I just have to reiterate the fact that it's just so easy to just get sidetracked. It just happens so often, and too often actually, but gosh, I love this game. And it's, again, like I always talk about with Ernie, I typically wouldn't play one of these games now because I just don't have the time. I just don't simply not have the time to play one of these big open worlds. But this game just makes it simple. Again, so if you're not playing Ghost of Yotei, or if you're thinking about playing Ghost of Yotei, play it. It's awesome. That's all I'll say. I keep talking about it. I know I've been... I actually played a little bit more Arc Raiders as well. Had some fun there. I'm still barely getting the game, but it's still a good time. I'm having fun with it. So let's talk about the meat and potatoes of the episode. And as you might see, my little recording setup is not great. Of course, Ernie is the man behind the chair with all that stuff, so it's not going to look as sexy. And I apologize. This is actually my second attempt recording this because the thing I'm using, this little software, apparently cannot record more than 20 minutes. So when I finished, it all just went away right away. So I'm going to be cutting in little bits here. But hey, let's jump into the Game Awards, dude. So Game Awards thoughts. Now, every year, everyone's kind of dicey with the Game Awards, right? They're not the biggest fans. And I understand because, it's not everything gets announced that people want, and fine. But it was funny because so this year I was at my girlfriend's Christmas party for a company, and so I didn't get to watch it again. Like last year that happened. I remember being over there and they're like, oh my gosh, they announced Intergalactic. And I was all sad. But it's not a big deal. I just watch it later on videos, right? Which I did. This year I wasn't too disappointed. I mean, but I did have to leave a lot earlier than I did last time. So I didn't watch a lot of the show. So I had to rewatch, which is also kind of good too. Because it kind of feels like it's not really about the awards. I mean, the awards are great, yes. But people are there for the announcements, right? The world premieres, as they say. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of controversy with Claire Obscure winning Expedition 33, winning the Game of the Year, and it's funny. There's always controversy with the Game of the Years. If it's a game someone doesn't like and hasn't played, they're like, it's the worst choice anyone's done. But also, there's some people that have played it and not a big fan of it, which is fine. But it's so funny because when the game came out, I remember hearing a lot of people being like, "This game is awesome. This is the Game of the Year, Game of the Year, Game of the Year." And then when it won Game of the Year, all those people are gone. I don't see any of those. Now it's just all people, why did this win? Blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. What do you people want? There was madness with Astrobot. I loved Astrobot. But again, I don't play all these games of the year, so I can't always be like, oh, that game deserves it, this game deserves it. Unless I played them all, which is totally fine if you don't play them. You just not always have the time. But don't get so upset. It's okay, I was a little surprised that Last of Us Season 2 won the best adaptation. And look, I love Last of Us. You've heard us talk about Last of Us. Big fans. But I don't think it was winning material. But again, it was going up against like Minecraft. Some other, I forgot what the other options were. But I mean, yeah, I don't think it was anything else really that great. So I guess fine. I didn't see all those other movies on the adaptation list, so it's fine. I mean, whatever. Last of Us 1, what are we going to do about it? We're mad. We're not. Season 2 was sloppy, but hey, whatever. This is the Game Awards, baby. This is the big deal, the big cheese. So yeah, but so this episode is basically just gonna be me talking about kind of how I reacted to not everything because there's just so much, and the things I stuck out to me that I thought were look cool and that I kind of wanted to talk about, maybe react. I might not be able to talk about everything to the full extent because, I just don't know everything. But I do love these games that got announced. A few of them, I thought it was pretty fun. I thought it was a good time. So, well, anyway, let's go ahead and jump into that, shall we? So the first thing that got announced that I was excited for was Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic, a new single player game coming from Casey Hudson. Now, a couple years ago, I think it's a long time ago, right? But they said that they were going to be coming out with a Knights of the Old Republic remake, not built from the ground up or whatever they're going to do, and it's just been put on hold. There's not really a lot that we've heard about it, but this game gives me hope. But then I thought about it. And I was like, wait a minute. There's a lot of other games that are in development, right? We had Eclipse, right? Well, that was one of them. High Republic Eclipse, Quantum Dream. Another strategy game, Jedi 3, obviously, that we probably will get before all of this. The remake. And now this new one. Will we get this game on time? I don't know. People were saying it's not coming out till 2030, which I'm like, I hope that's not the case because I'm super excited. But yeah, Casey Hudson, she's from Mass Effect. She's done Knights of the Old Republic. It's a brand new single player, which I'm excited for. I love, I'm not against a good Star Wars game, and I hope it's good. It looks cool. There's not much, obviously, that came out in the trailer, but it is a spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic. Now, I did try to play Knights of the Old Republic on the Switch. It was like the little upgraded version, and it was not great. I didn't have a good time playing it, so I stopped. So I'm hoping this game comes out and is great and is just like that. But I also still hope we get that remake because I really do want to play Knights of the Old Republic because I hear such fantastic things about it. And wait, what's wrong with more Star Wars? We love Star Wars. Well, most of us do, I hope. In keeping with Star Wars, why don't we talk about another Star Wars game that was announced, the Galactic Racer that was announced for Star Wars from former Burnout and Need for Speed developers, Galactic Racer. So we saw some racing, like some pod racing, of course. We had a little Saboba at the end, Chesco Saboba. Do you think Ben Quadraneros is going to be there? Now, I'm super excited about this game because, first of all, I didn't really play the pod racer back in the day. I do remember. You remember going to like an arcade, like a Chuck E. Cheese or something, and hopping in like the actual pod racer and racing that way. What a blast that was. It's going to give us something like that, but obviously with better updated modern remake, right, of what that game is. So I'm super excited for it. And I always talk about how don't get me wrong, I love lightsabers, I love the Force, I love those stories, but I'm excited to get something different. I mean, I know there's also Rogue Squadron I can play, but I remember I played it once, and I think I played it VR, which was a big mistake. I was so dizzy, but I heard those are great games. But like, I want more of those games where it's not about that, right? It's more about what's happening outside of Star Wars. Like, I was super excited for Outlaws because finally we'll get a smuggler. Doesn't have to have the Force. She's just a smuggler. But the game didn't do so well. However, want to go back to that game because I think I hear it's a little better now than it used to be. They patched it up pretty well. So I'll hopefully get back to you. Again, the backlog from hell, I can't get to everything. So super excited for this Galactic Racer game. I definitely want to give it a go. I'm excited for it. So look out for that. I'd be remiss not to talk about this game, the Divinity game that got released. Obviously, there was this big, like, demonic-looking statue in the Mojave Desert. That was a teaser for Divinity from Baldur's Gate 3 Larian Studios. This game, they're calling it the biggest game ever. The trailer now was insane. It is Wicker Man-esque. It's demonic. It has like a lady humping a wolf. Again, I don't get offended by that stuff. I know people do, but I thought it looked crazy. This looks insane. I never played any of the Divinity games. But Baldur's Gate 3 is another game I want to get back to. Now since with the Portal, I feel like it's a perfect tabletop game that I can play on my Portal. So I need to get back to it now that I have my Portal back. But again, it's just hard. Like, do I restart it? I think I was like 3 hours into Baldur's Gate 3. What do you guys think? What do you guys say? I restarted? No, right? I think I should keep going. I think it'll be fine. I'll pick it up. Obviously, it's You know how it is. But yeah, Divinity game looks crazy. I'm interested to see what it is. I don't think I'll play it. But if it's anything like Baldur's Gate 3, maybe I will check it out. Who knows? The next big thing that came out, though, was Capcom finally confirms that Leon Kennedy is coming back in Requiem. I'm excited for Requiem. I got my pre-order done. I only got the pre-order because of the Steelbook. And, as I've talked about this on this channel plenty of times, I love me a good Steelbook. And, yeah, it was much speculation. He's back. We already knew he's joining Grace Ashcroft. The trailer is super weird, super creepy with that big dude. I forget what they call him, but he is scary looking. I was like, oh, man, I'm excited. It gives me, it's going to be like Resident Evil 4 and like Biohazard vibes. You get the Resident Evil 4 action horror, and then you get the survival horror element, like how Biohazard has, which you're going to play as Grace, and you're going to play as both Leon and Grace, it seems like. So that's going to be a lot of fun because those games are great. It comes out February 27th, 2026, which, wild, we're already almost there. It's only 2 more months. We don't have to wait too long. Now, to keep on keeping on, the next set of Tomb Raider is coming out. Catalyst has been announced for 2027. And they announced a Tomb Raider 1 reimagining announced for 2026. So 2026, the version they're coming out with a Legacy of Atlantis game from 1996. I never played these games. I did they release them on the recent release of the games that came out for the Switch and PlayStation? I remember seeing that, and I don't think a lot of people were talking about it, that it was a really good remake. It was kind of still not too well, and I think they were trying to keep it more in line with the old ones, which is great. I mean, they're fun games, but this looks fun. And they definitely, looks like they fixed it from the ground up, and it's going to be like a proper remake of that original game. So I'm excited to get my hands on that. And the new one that's coming out from Crystal Dynamics, which Tomb Raider 1 is also Crystal Dynamics is helping as well. But this is a brand new game. It looks like it's kind of rebooting again, because when the character speaks, she doesn't quite sound exactly like the character from the Crystal Dynamics rebooted series. If you haven't played those games, they're fantastic. I still need to play the third one. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a third one in that series. There's I think it's Legend of the Tomb Raider, Dawn of the Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider. No, I'm kidding. No, those are not the game names. I'm thinking about random Planet of the Apes titles. But yeah, dude, it looks awesome. I'm excited to play these games. I mean, Tomb Raider is always a good time, right? Obviously, we're not getting any Uncharted anytime soon. And what's a good fix? Who's the one that started it all? Lara Croft with these adventures. She is, besides Indiana Jones, she's the perfect protagonist for these kind of adventures. And I can't get enough Tomb Raider. I love Tomb Raider. I think those are fantastic games. I never played the old ones, like I said, as much as I probably should have back in the day, but I know they have a very significant, place in the industry. So very excited for these games. Let's we'll look out for those. 2027 for Catalyst and 2026 for the reimagining. The game Control Resonant was announced for Remedy for 2026 release, which I did not play that game. I don't know what it is with these Remedy games. I want to play them again. They're on my backlog. I want to play the Alan Wakes. I have them. They're ready to go. I just haven't found the time to play them. I know they're fantastic games. Alan Wake 2 obviously got a lot of praise, and Control got a lot of praise. And I need to play these games. This time you're not playing as Jesse Fadden anymore. You're taking the role of her brother, and looks like some other crazy stuff's gonna happen because he's a secret weapon. Obviously, they have a bunch of powers, and it looks cool. I mean, these games look cool. I definitely want to get into them. I hope to have them played by next year. It's a brand new year, right? When I set my New Year's Eve resolutions, which I typically don't always do, I think I'm gonna set it to. I know one year Ernie and we made the pact. We're like, all right, we're not gonna buy games brand new anymore. We're gonna wait till they're on sale because we just can't play them simply. I broke the rule a couple times this year. Obviously, we bought Silent Hill, we bought Ghost of Yote, and gosh, I forgot what else we got. But not all games. We've done pretty well for ourselves. We stopped pre-ordering. We stopped all that madness. I mean, I just said I pre-ordered Resident Evil, but some cases, we'll let it pass. So that's gonna my my resolution for this year is hopefully get more into those backlog games. Again, I think I put that on the list anyway every year, but it just doesn't happen because we got a lot of big games coming this next year, and gosh, I'm so excited. But speaking of big games, Returnal successor Saros gets a new trailer and a release date, April 30th, 2026. There it goes, out in the backlog. Now, this game, I think I've talked about Returnal on this channel before. Returnal I never beat. It is a tough game. It is very tough if you have not played those games. I typically don't do roguelike type games. I really did enjoy Returnal. I should go back and try it again. Obviously, I'd have to restart because I don't know what the hell I'm doing after that. What if I just was to start? But I was on this tough boss. I mean, they're all pretty tough. but one specifically where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But yeah, this is gonna be the same thing. We got the a new character who's surviving these dangers and come back stronger after death, similar how to Returnal was. So look out for that one. We also got a little glimpse of Super Mario Galaxy, another little 30-second of footage with Luigi. Fun. It's gonna make it $1 billion either way. So I mean, I'm excited. I did enjoy the first one. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch it because Super Mario is great. We love Super Mario, and the Street Fighter trailer as well. Now, Street Fighter, I was actually surprised how good that game looked. I mean, the movie looked. It looks silly. There's a lot of there's a lot of actors in there. I'm just kind of like, why is this guy there? Like Eric Andre. I like Eric Andre, but like I was just like, why is he in this? Like I don't know. They're just throwing whoever's in there. There's also other people that I guess people aren't fans of either. But they came up and talked about it, and it actually looks pretty darn cool. Now, I am not a big fighting game person. I also didn't really watch the Mortal Kombat movie. I didn't watch but I do want to watch the Street Fighter one. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to watch it. I should watch Mortal Kombat as I'm talking about it now. Put that on the list too. There's also a movie list, right? A backlog there is. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks cool. A lot of people are even saying the same thing, like, "Oh my gosh, this actually looks pretty cool." So, the little movie news it's always fun to throw in a little movies in there too, right? A game I'm really excited about next, Lego Batman Legacy. We already heard that this got released. Legacy of the Dark Knight has a release date, May 29, 2026. The Lego games are super fun. I've always had a great time with them. I still need to get back to the Skywalker trilogy. There's plenty that I bought on Steam sales, like the Lord of the Rings versions, and go back to the Indiana Jones versions. But I used to be obsessed with these games, but they're actually got a lot of puzzles in them. And the DC Hero games, they're fantastic games, I think. And I love Batman, and I'm excited that we're getting a release for Batman. Obviously, we're not getting the live action ones anytime soon, since the Arkham series and obviously the Suicide Squad, which no one talks about, wants to talk about. But yeah, there's gonna be some playable characters. You got Jim Gordon, Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul. Obviously, I think if you know how Lego games are, they're gonna be a bigger roster than that. I don't think that's all you're gonna get. They always unlock a bunch because you have to use certain characters to replay certain levels if you want to go 100% and all that good stuff. But yeah, super excited for that. May 29th, there's another game to add, Lego Batman. A funky looking game that kind of gives me a little Death Stranding vibes. Pragmata gets a release date from Capcom and a demo that came out. Which it's funny, I always ask for demos and we're always like, we need more demos. But like, will I even play the demo? Probably not. I want to. I definitely have some demos downloaded from Steam that are ready for me to go, and I just don't play them. And here I am campaigning for demos. But I mean, it's good for the people that want to play the demos, right? Like I think that's such a good way to market your game. But then there's also the fact of what if it comes out bad? What if the demo sucks? And the sad thing is people are like, oh, the demo sucks, the game's gonna suck. It's like, well, no, it's an early version, so I don't know. But it's also coming out for Nintendo Switch 2, which I guess is cool if you have a Switch 2. It's coming out on April 24th of 2026, which again, there's another one. It's Capcom, but yeah, it looks interesting. It looks sci-fi, which we love a good sci-fi. Now this game kind of came out of nowhere for me. For Loop revealed as PlayStation's new sci-fi co-op shooter from Bad Robot and Left 4 Dead designer. Bad Robot J.J. Abrams and Left 4 Dead creator Mike Booth. It's basically a third-person action shooter set on a twisted new version of Earth that's filled with deadly creatures like zombies. Players are going to need to work together, which honestly, I really hope it's a lot of success because again, I love the Left 4 Dead series. I know a lot of people are very fond of them. Now, Back 4 Blood was a kind of reboot, hoping to get it back on track, and wasn't that great? I didn't care for it. I only played it once. It didn't work well for me. I know a lot of people didn't really care for it, but I'm hoping this game has a better chance than it did because who cannot use more Left 4 Dead? I mean, and co-op games. Co-op games need to come back. We need more co-op games. We love them. The next game from the developer of The Ascent is called No Law, which looks a little cyberpunky. This game looks interesting. It's just like you're an ex-military vet who left his war-torn life for a more peaceful one, tending plants, which is a pretty sweet description. And it says, however, that peace won't last long, which is awesome. I mean, this game looks cool. I mean, I don't know. There's not really much more for me to say about this game. First-person RPG, but yeah, definitely looks cyberpunky, which, again, I love cyberpunk. And it's funny, I have not beat Cyberpunk yet. I've definitely talked about it on this channel plenty of times, but I tried to play it again recently, and I don't know what it is with my Asus, because I was playing it strictly on Asus, And I don't know what it is about the Asus. I just can't get the game to start up anymore. It's weird. It gives me so much trouble. I have to jump through so many hoops to do it. Actually, that's good. Now that you reminded me, thank you. I'm gonna try to update some stuff because I haven't been playing it as often. Obviously, I've just been playing a lot of my Portal. So it's like my game of choice. So I think what I might do is just download Cyberpunk to my PC and actually just play it on the monitor that way. Because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I need to finish that game. I'm there. I'm so close to the game, but I just, again, like I mentioned before, like I don't want to end it because I'm having such a great time in it. But another interesting game that kind of came out here, which was very strange when I was watching it. This game called Bradley the Badger, from Mario and Rabbids creator David Soliana. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. This looks trippy. It's a platformer. It has a meta feeling story. It's like kind of seems like a new mascot they're trying to champion, but it's also like he's like going through this creator's unfinished work. There's some fun nods to Bloodborne, Cyberpunk, Last of Us, and a bunch. This game looks interesting. I'm really curious to hear more of it when it comes out. It definitely got my attention. At first, it gave me like a Will Arnett type vibes of the character, but I don't think it's him. Honestly, when I think back to the voice, I don't think it sounded like him at all. But it looks cool. It definitely has piqued my interest. This adorable new little game that got announced to kick off the Game Awards, The Free Shepherd. Now, this game, you're just a dog herding sheep, and how cute. It looks super relaxing. Funny that it's not coming out to 2027, which is pretty wild. Maybe there's more to it that we were seeing. If you have not looked at this game, it looks cute. It looks kind of adorable. Again, who doesn't love a good dog? I sure do. Last of Us Uncharted 4 director unveil a new project, Coven of the Chickenfoot. Okay, this looks weird. I wasn't too sure. I mean, not weird, I'm sorry. It looks strange. You're an elderly witch who goes back to work after all the dungeons have been plundered and the monsters have been killed. It's supposed to be a rich, stylized single-player adventure, and it's Last of Us and Uncharted 4 directors, so we're going to get a good story out of it, right? And, they tell good narrative-driven games. So I want to see more. It's if you haven't seen the trailer for it, check it out. It looks interesting. It looks fun. Next game here I have. It's called Out of Words. This is a co-op platforming game. Now again, we love a good co-op, and this game seems to give one. And it looks the art looks really cool. It's just a stop motion and puppetry, I guess similar to Harold Halibut, which I never ended up playing. Well, I did play it for a little bit, but I was kind of bored by it, sadly. And it's a shame that I say that. It didn't strike my attention right away, which is a shame. I should give it more of a chance, right? People are going to yell at me. But it's a co-op platformer that just has people navigating through this world. And I guess they're two lovers, but they can't speak. And it's probably going to be a game that gets you a nice little, probably tugs on the heartstrings, I'm sure. Those kind of games. It looks like that kind of game. Give you a little heartstring tug. And last but not least, similar to how the Game Awards ended, I will be ending with it as well. High Guard was announced as a new take on a PvP, which, okay, now this is hilarious because everyone makes fun of Jeff Keighley and how he announces like the final game, and they'll say like, "Oh, this game changed my life," and it's some crappy little game. He did the thing, right? He did the meme that everyone's like, "What the hell is this?" Creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall. It's supposed to be releasing January 26th. Definitely a new take on PvP. Now everyone was comparing it to Concord, which I think is pretty funny. Hopefully it doesn't have that same problem. Maybe if it's free to play, I don't know. Well, actually, Concord was free to play, right? I don't recall for Concord. No, actually, I don't think it was, huh? Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny that he chose to end with this. Everyone was really disappointed, but it's like we can't really expect a big banger game every time, which obviously doesn't happen every time. But it is just really funny that it happened to be this game. Oh, Jeff, do you not look at the tweets? I'm sure he does, and he just like plays along with it. So I thought it was hilarious. I will not be playing this game, obviously. But yeah, that is my take on the Game Awards. Obviously, I know I missed a bunch of stuff. I am sorry, and I do apologize, but I can't talk about everything because there's just simply too much, and a lot of stuff I don't really have much more to say on it. As you can see, I didn't do much to say on what I had now, and I'm just bad. I guess I'm just bad at my job, which is not fun. Which is not fun for you. I hope you had fun listening to it, though. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I know you missed Ernie. I miss him too. He's. It's fun to bounce off him, right? It's hard to talk by yourself for this long. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. Please like and subscribe and share our YouTube channel. We would love to hear from you. Please comment about the Game Awards. Anything that you were excited for. Anything you wished was announced that wasn't. We would love to hear from you. We'll answer. Please follow us on Instagram at checkpoint_reach. We appreciate every single one of you. We're so sorry that Ernie couldn't be here. We missed him. Hopefully we'll have him for next time. We don't know. Now, I'm not 100% sure if we're going to have episodes the next 2 weeks for the holidays. We might be taking a break. But if not, you'll see us next week. But if not, we'll see you next year. Whoa, I haven't podcasted all year. You know, when people say that stuff, you're like, oh, come on, don't say that. Anyway, tune in next time. Checkpoint reached. Goodbye.